for joining me. My name's Diana, and in today's video, we are going to be starting a budget-friendly makeover on our primary bathroom. So we've lived in our home almost 20 years. We bought it new construction, but it was pretty builder grade, and it still is, let's be honest. We've done some stuff, made some updates, but really haven't touched the bathroom except paint the whole time we've lived here. So we're gonna give it a little zhuzh, a little refresh. I'm not doing anything major, so I'm not touching any of the tile or removing like the tub or anything like that. That will definitely be for a project down the road. Just wanted to give it a nice, like I said, budget friendly makeover. You know, we've got a lot of expenses right now. We've got, you know, a kid in college, just bought another car, you know, all of the things. So I want it to be pretty and someplace that I, you know, want to walk into, because we do spend a lot of time in our primary bathroom. You know, it's where we shower, get ready, all the things. But again, I wanted to do it on a budget, and I think we succeeded. So this will be a two-part series, if you will. So the first part is kind of repainting. We're going to do an accent wall, things like that, getting everything cleaned up. Second part, we're going to be making over our vanity. So we painted the vanity, did a treatment on the countertops because we have laminate countertops in there, and then of course we decorated and made it all pretty. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Just want you to know that everything that I can link, I will have linked down below, all the products that we use and decor items. Now, a lot of the decor I already owned, but again, if I can leak it, I will certainly do that. And please, if you don't mind, hit that subscribe button, give me a like, maybe leave me a comment below, let me know what you think about it. We love how it turned out. Again, you know, super inexpensive, but made a huge impact. So anyway, let's get into it. So here's our bathroom. It's not a huge bathroom. I am thankful though, we have this big linen closet right here. Yeah, we have double sinks. And then we have shower tub combo here. And then this is our little toilet area. So this bathroom hasn't really been touched other than paint at all. I mean, these are the original laminate countertops. As you can see, we have a bleach stain here from cleaning. Original cabinets, flooring. But we're gonna change this, but on a budget. So I'm not doing anything with the shower tub combo or the tile floors. It's just not in the budget right now. But we're gonna give this a little makeover, starting with this back wall back here. We're gonna do a treatment here on the wall. As you can see, it has pretty high ceilings up here. I think they were 10 foot. So we're gonna do a treatment here on the wall, fresh coat of paint. We're gonna paint the cabinetry. I'm actually gonna use a new product here on the countertop, so I'm excited to try that. Gonna leave the mirror, but put a frame around it, change out all the lighting, just give it a nice, like, fresh, updated look. So let's get started. All right, so this is what we've done. We put painter's tape up to kind of show us what it's gonna look like. So we're gonna do up here at the top 1 by 3, and then for the vertical pieces we're gonna do 1 by 2. So, and as you can see, I've already done some paint swatches here. Yeah, so this back wall, this is what we've got. Let me back up a little further. There we go. So you can see it a bit better. And all of this is going to be painted the same color. It's just going to add a little detail to this back wall, because it is the wall that you see when you walk through the door. And the way we've figured out, we believe each one should be spaced here from inside to inside at 10 3/4 inches. So I don't know if it'll be exact, but it'll be pretty darn close. So yeah, we're gonna go cut this piece first at 33 inches, figure out our angles, and then work on this piece here. Because the roof line, let me zoom up here, is not square, it is rounded. So we're gonna have to work around that, probably with sanding and caulking. But yeah, let's go cut our piece and see how that works out. Okay, so it took us 3 times to finally figure out the angle of that corner, but once we figured it out, we were rocking and rolling. So now we're using the actual boards that we're going to be putting up there, and we went with poplar. So here in our area, poplar and pine are kind of our most popular woods, and poplar had the sizes we wanted, and it also didn't have all the knots and stuff like that in it, so that's why we chose to go with poplar. We put up the top pieces and then started working on our vertical pieces. So we marked how far apart we wanted them, which was I think 10 3/4 inches, and then we used the level here just to draw a straight line so we knew exactly where to put our boards. And then we worked our way across, and that completed the wall. It took a lot of time. It was like a full day because that angle just, it was a nightmare. All right, so we got the wood trim up. This was a beast. We're not good at figuring these angles out. We're very new to this. So this piece right here, where these two pieces connect, not the greatest, but we're gonna add some wood putty, sand it, it should be fine. These pieces where the vertical piece is attached, we were able to figure out those angles relatively easily. So yeah, we have this up, and now we're gonna fill in all the holes, add wood putty on the seams, and then let that sit tonight. I'll sand it tomorrow. It's getting late. We still need to have dinner, take showers, get the kids ready for school. So I'm gonna pick this up tomorrow after we putty. But yeah, it looks really good. I'm very excited about it. Now I gotta get everything else ordered that I need for this makeover. So we decided to use this wood putty to try to fill as many of those large cracks and gaps as we could to try to make this as seamless as possible. So we used this along the edges here at the top. Obviously that had the largest gap because again the ceilings weren't flat, but once we got all of this up there and sanded it and everything, it really turned out seamless. So I think it worked for what we needed. It was not an easy job, but yeah, so we just used this along the edges and then puttied all of our holes. All right, so next I'm going to empty out these shelves. I probably should have done this to begin with, but we're gonna empty these shelves off and remove those from the wall. And then I'm gonna give the walls a really good cleaning because after I sand, I had dust and stuff everywhere. So I'm gonna give the walls a really good wipe down and clean, and then we will get to painting. So exciting, paint changes everything.
Mind and body just can't agree on what I should do when I don't feel free. You're not holding me back, I know, but we're young and we never take things slow. I lose my self-restraint. I think we're done, then you add more paint. I calm down and watch it dry.
So after talking it over with my husband, we decided to remove this mirror. I was trying to make this as simple and budget friendly and easy on us as possible, but my husband was like, I think we can take this down. I don't think it's gonna be that much work, and it will really just give the bathroom an updated look. So we decided to go ahead and try it, and the worst thing that could happen is it would shatter and break. So we obviously added some tape to it just to try to stabilize it a little bit, and then my husband gently just kind of tugged it from the wall, and surprisingly he was able to get it down relatively easy. It wasn't that bad. So after that, we emptied out the rest of the bathroom, cleaned everything out, and then my husband removed the mirror out of the bathroom so that we could get to work on fixing some spots that we damaged behind the mirror when we removed it off of the wall, because it was glued to the wall, but they really weren't that bad. So overall, I was pleased, and I am very excited to replace this with 2 beautiful mirrors that I can't wait to show you.
I'm the landscape you need.
But it's not like it.
But it's not gonna, it doesn't have to be perfect.
Yeah. So here's the aftermath of taking down the mirror. So we got some repairs to do here. This is probably the worst one. I don't know. Over here. And here in the middle. We still have this glue we gotta get off. Huh? So to remove this glue from the wall, we just used the high heat setting on this blow dryer, and my husband scraped it off with a little putty knife, and it came off very easy. I was actually surprised. I thought it was going to be a lot more work than that, but it really didn't take much heat, and it didn't take very long. And so to fix these few holes, I think there were 5 in total, but 4 that really had more damage. The one in the center wasn't that bad. We added this joint compound, and we added 2 layers of that. We let it sit overnight, and then I went back in the next day, sanded it down, and then vacuumed up my mess because it made a huge mess everywhere, which we knew it would. So vacuumed up my mess, wiped all the countertops down so that we could finish the prep work for painting. So we needed to remove the doors, the hinges, the air vents, all of that stuff, and then we could get to taping. And well, first we have to clean all the walls and the ceiling, and there was a lot of prep work. Prep work for paint is the most tedious, worst job that you can do, but it really makes all the difference. So if you put in good prep work before you paint, the paint job itself should come out much better and be beautiful. So don't skip on the prep work. I wanted to give a little shout out here to my husband because he finished up all the cleaning the bathroom, wiping the walls down, cleaning the ceiling, and prepping everything for paint. So he obviously covered the floors with paper, the shower tub combo with plastic, the countertops with plastic. He did all of that himself. I am a realtor, and I was out working that day showing some homes to some potential new buyers. So he stepped in and took over for me, and I greatly appreciate it. So shout out to him for handling this for me. So next we took down the light fixture, and then we wrapped the door leading into our bedroom so that, we wouldn't have any overspray into the bedroom. And we got started with painting the doors. We thought we would paint those, that way they could dry outside, and then we'd move inside. So we used these little I don't know what you call them, but they're like little feet that you can put down on the ground and raise them up off of the ground. Those came in super handy when we were doing our built-in in the living room, and we've used them for various projects. So I highly suggest if you're doing a paint project to get some of those. So we did 2 coats on the doors, flipped them over, did 2 more coats, and then we moved inside. I didn't stay in here long with him because, you know, it's quite strong, and don't worry, he put on a mask. But we did 2 coats in here, and I stepped out and kind of sealed him up in the room, as you can see here, and let him get to work.
Calm down and watch it dry.
Okay, I don't know if you can see this very well because we don't have light hooked up yet, but right here you can see this line. That was the glue that was holding that mirror up, and it was black. So we did 2 coats on the wall, but you can still see just this one little line right here. So instead of getting the sprayer back out and spraying again, we're just gonna try to touch up this one little area with a brush and hopefully get rid of that little line, and we should be good.
Mind and body.
So now that all the painting's done, we get to start bringing in the new pretty stuff. So we started with obviously the lights because we had no lights in the bathroom. This particular fixture I purchased off of Amazon. I wanted something with a lot of lights because we needed more light in this bathroom. We just have a little small window above the shower, and so I picked this one. It had 6 lights, and I wanted clear glass, and again, something kind of simple, not anything too crazy, because the mirrors I'm bringing in are so beautiful. I cannot wait to show those to you guys. But I picked this one up off of Amazon, and it works beautifully. It gives us all the light that we need. The other fixture I picked out that goes above the toilet, I ended up doing a pendant light, and I picked that up at Lowe's. So it was kind of, you can mix and match and make it your own. So I bought the rope, I guess you would call it, and then I bought the actual pendant. I picked it out separately. So I'll link everything I can down below, but the pendant I picked out was really pretty. It had this beautiful glass, and it had like a copper trim around it. I'll show you a more up close view of that later on. And now we're hanging the doors back up. We did buy all new hinges and hardware. We had that really super bright, shiny brass, you know, 90s hardware before. So we switched all of that out, went with black, and I love how it turned out. It's clean and modern, and again, just got rid of all that gross hardware that we had before. Alright guys, so this is going to be the end of our first video, part 1. As you can see, we got everything painted. We have our molding on the back wall. We've got our light fixtures hung, towel bar or towel holder, toilet paper holder, all new hinges and doorknobs for our doors. So yeah, that's the end of part 1 of our videos. So part 2, we will finish everything up. We'll get this cleaned up, get our mirrors hung, shower curtain, all the decor. I'm gonna paint this vanity, so this will not be the same. This will be our big reveal in part 2 of the video. But so far, I am loving what we're seeing. So thanks for joining me, guys, and stay tuned for part 2.